Hi everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen and in today's video we are exploring some unusual self-improvement tips. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram and let's get started. So, have you heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I will put an illustration on the screen here, but essentially it suggests that individuals have a hierarchy of needs that have to be fulfilled in a specific order. So the pyramid includes physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and like self-actualization. So it starts with the really basic things like food, water, oxygen, and that's right down here. And then at the top you've got sort of self-actualization. And what I think this is a really neat illustration of is the importance and value of self-care, because basically, unless your like baseline needs are met, then you can't progress to the higher levels, okay? So sort out your self-care, sort out your life. Right, number 2, positive psychology. Positive psychology focuses on strengths, virtues, and factors that contribute to a fulfilling life. So it kind of encourages people to cultivate positive emotions, engage in meaningful activities, and develop their strengths to enhance overall well-being. So the big lesson I take from this is optimism. Okay, I've talked a lot about gratitude and optimism on my channel, but it really does encourage a solution-oriented mindset. And when you're looking for solutions, you are much better at finding them, okay? You know the saying, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you're looking for solutions, you will find solutions, okay? So look for solutions. Right, number 3, I've talked about this in a video before, so if you haven't already seen that, go check it out, but SMART goals. So the acronym SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And this is a goal-setting framework that sort of helps individuals get really clear on exactly what a good goal looks like. Okay, so you'll be setting goals, and rather than setting super vague goals that you're never going to know whether you've actually achieved, this is a framework that really helps you actually set goals that you're going to be able to measurably progress towards. So if you haven't already seen that video, I highly encourage you to check it out because I break it down really well in that video, if I say so myself. Alright, number 4, cognitive behavioural therapy. I wanted to put this one in the video because I have been to therapy, and specifically cognitive behavioural therapy, many times, and it has really helped me. So essentially, there's a lot of types of therapy, but this one is a therapeutic approach that kind of helps people identify and change their negative thought patterns and behaviours. So it's about recognising your own thoughts and going, oh, I know why I think that, and I'm going to like intentionally change this thought pattern or this behaviour, okay? So it can really help you challenge unhelpful thoughts and then put you on a more positive path. So I really like that. The lesson from this one is go to therapy and find a therapist who's good, because you might not find it on the first try or the second try. Okay, so don't give up. If one therapist is bad, that doesn't mean therapy's not for you. Alright. Number 5, mindfulness and meditation. This is like kind of it's not really an unusual tip, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention it, because it can really help calm anxiety. And like I said at the start of the video with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you don't take care of your basic needs, including your mental health, how do you expect to be productive? Okay, so it's not really a full point, but I thought I'd just sort of pop that in there. Right, the next point is something that I actually hadn't heard of before I was researching for this video, but Kaizen, and I'll put it on the screen because I may have pronounced that wrong. Anyway, it's a Japanese philosophy that centers around continuous improvement, so it encourages like small and incremental changes over time, emphasizing consistency and long-term progress rather than like drastic and unsustainable transformations. So it's kind of the opposite of the New Year's resolution. The New Year's resolution is like, oh, I'm going to be like an Olympic athlete by June, and this philosophy is more like, okay, well, we're going to go to the gym every day, right? So you see the difference. I really like this one because it kind of emphasizes the power of habit over the power of sudden drastic change, which honestly, I think if you can nail consistency and if you can nail habit, then you will ultimately in the long run be much more successful. Kind of like a tortoise and the hare situation. The hare runs too fast, gets burned out. I'm sure you've heard this fable. And then the tortoise is like plodding along, but he's super consistent. Guess who wins the race? Alright, the next tip I have for you is the strength-based approach. So the strength-based approach involves, you guessed it, focusing on your strengths and developing your own natural talents and abilities. So regardless of what you may think, everybody has a natural talent, okay? Your natural talent might be something really obscure and you haven't found it yet, but I assure you, you do have one. So by leveraging your strengths and abilities, you can sort of achieve greater success than in a place where you're like naturally mediocre. So for example, say that you're really good at maths, it just comes really naturally to you, you see numbers in your brain, okay? Then it would make sense to pursue a maths degree rather than trying to conquer English literature. Maybe you're not so good at that. Some people are good at both, and I salute you. But anyway, the point is play to your strengths, okay? That's the takeaway from this one. All right, the next tip I have for you, again, something I may have mentioned before, but the growth mindset. So this was developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, and the growth mindset is basically the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the opposite to the fixed mindset, which says, like, you are talented or you're not talented, and whatever you do, nothing will change that, okay? So the growth mindset says, no, you can develop stuff, okay? You work hard, you can be better. I love this. So embracing a growth mindset can really foster resilience, persistence, and a willingness to learn from challenges. And you can start right now, okay? Like, think of one thing that you've failed at and give it another go. Right, the final thing I have for you is the life wheel. I'll put an example on the screen here, but basically it's a visual representation of different areas of life, like career, relationships, health, and personal development. Assessing and balancing these areas can help individuals identify areas for improvement. So, for example, let's think about health. So you might have, like, a really good health score, like your wheel might be sort of, like, full up because you're, like, getting enough sleep, you're eating well, you're drinking water, you're exercising, whatever. But your relationships might be suffering because you're going to the gym all the time rather than hanging out with your friends, okay? So you might want to try and bring a bit more balance. If you've got, like, a great score in one area, if you can get great scores in all areas, fantastic, but it's more a way of, like, visualizing how each area of your life is doing and, like, tracking your progress and just trying to live a balanced existence, really, and create a sort of more holistic approach to self-growth. Okay, those were all of my unusual and some less unusual self-improvement tips. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a big thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!